Welcome back. Going to part two here of episode 143 of Dropped Frames. Ko, where do you want to begin with Ni no Kuni? Also, well, no. Where do you want to begin? Where should we start? Because I don't.
How about we start with, since you're probably a bit more versed than I am, and as a Ni no Kuni 1 player, how about you tell us your thoughts on it?
Huh. Okay.
That'd be the first one.
Yeah, Ni no Kuni 1 was the same world as Ni no Kuni 2, but the gameplay was vastly different. And I would actually say that the gameplay is improved for Ni no Kuni 2, because like getting into a fight, it's just snappy. Like when you're getting into the game, like the actual gameplay of Ni no Kuni 2, it just kind of goes and it's just smooth. It just feels good. But it's really fucking easy. So one of the biggest complaints with Ni no Kuni 1 was that it was really fucking difficult in some parts, where it was too grind focused. You had to like basically grind to complete the game because you needed to, it was kind of a Pokemon system where you would go and capture mobs in the game. And if you didn't have like the right mobs for certain fights, some of the fights were really difficult. Or if you had a really overpowered mob, then the rest of the game, like I ended up getting, the game wasn't that difficult. I feel like they took all of that criticism and it being too hard and went way on the other opposite side. You can kind of play Ni no Kuni 2 by just hitting X, and you'll just be successful the entire game. I didn't really had any difficulty at all in any of the fights. I don't know about you. I think I died maybe once to like a hard creature that was 7 levels above me or something like that. That said, I think the game is gorgeous looking. I think the story, I think you were farther than me in the story, because I only put, I think, 10 hours into it or something like that. I think you probably got a little bit further than me. And I'm interested to hear you talk about the base building stuff, because I haven't messed with that too much. But
wait a minute.
What?
This game has base building?
It does, yeah.
Oh my god!
Kingdom building,
we'll
not really
get to
base
that.
building. Yeah, more kingdom building than base building. But yeah, the game it's too easy, man. I have not found any challenge in the game. The main game, that is. The side story stuff, some of it's a little challenging. But that's probably my biggest complaint thus far. So what do you think about it in terms of like the difficulty of the stuff?
Okay. In terms of difficulty stuff, I couldn't agree more. In fact, it's kind of interesting because when I play a game like Ni no Kuni 2, a game that's really big, something that I could potentially spend 100 hours in, a giant world with tons of things to see and challenges to do, I actually enjoy it more if it's more difficult.
Yeah. Because
as somebody who really goes after side content a lot of times, it's very easy to fall into that rut where you've done so much side stuff that the main quest is a pushover, or you just, but at least most of the time playing the side stuff is challenging. That's just not how this game is. I completely agree with you in terms of just like it is sleepy combat. And the only time it's gotten even slightly interesting is, I did a dream door that was 18 levels above me.
Yeah.
I did a boss fight that I was basically so under-geared for that it was essentially a Dark Souls boss fight. And that was honestly some of the most fun I had in the game. And then, like, before I stopped playing, I got up to a point in the main story where finally, mobs were like 7 levels above me, 7 or 8 levels above me. And it was sort of good, but then unfortunately the other issues started sinking in. And yeah, so I put it down for Far Cry.
What other issues would you like? What other issues did you have?
Well, Ni no Kuni 2, it's a really pretty game, and it's got that Studio Ghibli vibe, and the music is fantastic. But the one thing that for me personally kind of really stuck out was it is, in my opinion, very clear that this story is angled to be general audience. It is angled to be absorbed by people that are younger, in my opinion. And the reason I say that is because the characters, the dialogue, the vocabulary they use, the type of things they say, it very much feels like a Disney movie. Like the whole thing. Like, this is slightly spoilerish, but just so people kind of have an idea about what I'm talking about. Your little guy says the most like lofty things, I want to build a kingdom where everyone's happy all the time. And then, you go, and that's like a big theme of the game. And then you get to a place where they have all these laws and stuff, and it's like, oh, one of the laws is they don't allow people to love. Oh, that's terrible. And it's stuff like that keeps happening over and over and over, and it's very centralized on positivity and big plus and everything, and there's not a lot of depth to it. It's kind of surface levelly, just pleasurable, like, hey, here's a challenge, yay, we beat it, here's a challenge. There's just not a lot of depth to it. Here's the thing, though. I think that's fine. Like that's certainly an absolutely okay way to do it. It's just not really my jam. I like more twists and turns and dark things I don't expect, and maybe really good things I didn't expect, and characters that are a little bit conflicted or maybe broken a little bit. And I feel like just that little king guy, I feel like he is the perfect example of everything a little boy could be. He's got like the bright eyes and the great thing, and he wants to build the perfect kingdom, and everyone loves him, and he's just awesome, and it's just boring to me.
Yeah,
it's just
I get that.
There's not a lot of internal anything, let alone conflict. There's no space for any type of development. And I'm 20 plus hours in now, and it just got to the point where it was just kind of like that, plus the fact that I felt like I was spinning my wheels. I felt like I didn't have a lot of reason to do side content. I felt like I didn't have a lot of reason to make my kingdom a lot better. And that was kind of another part of it. Where the city building it's not really kingdom building. It's staged progression. So there's you can decide when you get power-ups and stuff, but there's actually no decision making of any kind. It's all just build all the buildings and get them up to max level. That's what you want to do. That's your goal.
Gotcha.
So there's not really any type of kind of mini games in there or creativity involved. It feels almost kind of like mobile game city building. So I was kind of into it at the beginning, and I once you kind of get your palace out, there's a lot of options and stuff. But as soon as I figured out how easy it was to earn money at that point, it got kind of stale. Because all you have to do is leave it on for a couple hours, and you have money to buy like every building, and then you can just do that again.
Yeah. Did you try moving your clock forward? By the way, a lot of people are saying just move your PS4 clock forward.
No, I didn't have to.
Okay.
All I did was leave it on at the night, and like the first night I tried it, I set an alarm to be like every hour I'd come back and check, and dude, I made more money that night than like I had the entire game just by leaving it on every so often, and I had more money than I knew what to do with when I got back. So
right.
But yeah, and here and now that I've said all this, because of course, Chad is going kind of ham right now. I want to point out that for me, this was the year of trying new things. Ni no Kuni 2 is not a game I would have normally played. I am not generally interested in this kind of game. So for me, the fact that I played it 20 hours actually speaks very highly to the game. It did hold like the fluid combat, the fact that I could dip in and out of combat.
Yeah.
The little commanding mini game was pretty fun. And even the city building stuff, learning about this was fun for the first time. That speaks pretty highly to the game. This wasn't like a Far Cry Primal for me, where I started it up less than an hour in. I was like, nope, not for me. Turned it off. Never opened it again. I had a good time playing it while I did. But I will say I did get to a point where I was just kind of like, you know what? I don't know if this is for me. Like this is not my normal jam, and I don't know if there's enough in here to kind of pull me into it. So that's how I kind of ended with it.
Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head for me. Like the story stuff it doesn't bother me too much that it is a little bit watered down in terms of like, I wouldn't say it's a kid's game, but it definitely is like a Studio Ghibli thing where they're.
That's why I say general audience.
Yeah,
like it's made so a kid could watch it and enjoy it, but it's also made so an adult could play it and enjoy it as well. Kind of like a lot of Disney movies are.
Right.
It's not a kid's game, but everyone could play it.
In the first game, it's been 5 years since I've played it, but in the first game it opens up, and you play a kid like you do in this game. You actually play. Do you remember when you were doing like the trials in the beginning of the game, and there was the wizard or something like that, or the boy?
Oh, the puzzle.
That's the first game.
That was that's the story of the first game.
Yeah, like a very light dusting of it. Yeah, that stuff.
For the record,
cool.
those puzzles were great.
Yeah, I'll try to see if I could show some of those.
I was kind of sad because I learned later that's like apparently the only time those are in the game.
Oh,
I was
really?
kind of like, dude, this is like a puzzle game. Like this is cool.
That sucks.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that's the story of the first game, and pretty quickly, like an hour into the first game, your mom dies, and so it's pretty like heavy-handed in terms of that. And I think they tried to do something similar to that this time around because the game opens up literally in the first minute and you're playing Roland, or it's a cutscene with Roland, and they reference him as Mr. President, and there's a U.S. flag, and he's driving into a city that looks, I guess it's supposed to be like a major metropolis, and a nuclear bomb goes off, and he finds himself in this world. And that was never like they did more referencing to like the real world in the first game than I've seen thus far in playing this one. That was like the only storyline that intrigued me, was the fact that you're playing the fucking president of the United States with a pistol walking around in this world made for furries. You're
You know what,
like,
dude?
what is
Okay,
happening?
first of all, you just nailed it. But there's one thing about this game that drives me absolutely crazy involving what you just did. Here they are. They show this man as the president of the world, right? Or the president of the United States, the president, the leader.
Yeah.
And then they show him, the nuke goes off and he wakes up. And at the very beginning of the game, he's kind of like, "Oh, where am I? What's going on?" Right? "Oh, let me help this kid out, and we'll see what we can do here." Not 5 minutes out of the dungeon, and the president of the United States is just like, "No, it's cool. I'll stay here."
Yeah, well, a fucking nuclear bomb went off in a city.
Still, it's like you're not even gonna look for a way back. You're a president.
Right.
I'm sure you have more than that one city that got nuked that would love for you to lead them, since they probably elected you. And he's just like, "Nah, it's cool. Like I'm fine here in this fantasy weird ass world I know nothing about, and cool. I'll just hang out with this kid here that's a third of my age." And
Yeah, he just forgets.
I just remember
about
being
it.
like, "You're the worst president ever. You are the worst. You just abandoned your people like it was nothing." Like,
Yeah.
and that for some reason that rubbed me the wrong way. Like the whole game I was just like, this is a bad guy. This is a terrible dude. Like, this is the most the second this kid falls over, he's just gonna run.
Right.
You know? So
Yeah, I was the
oh
same
my
way.
lord, man.
So how much further did you go than the casino town? Were you in the next town?
Oh, 2 towns more.
Okay,
I
see.
did all the casino.
And they
town,
never
and then
referenced the real world again in those 2 towns?
I did all the casino town, cleared that area out, went to the water town, did all the water town area, went to the Bill Gates town, and that's where I stopped.
And there was no references of the real world?
The last one I'm in is the closest to real world that I've seen so far, but they have not a single time referenced it. Not even Roland.
Huh.
He's just part of the new story now. Like he doesn't even talk about it. Yeah.
In the first one, there was like almost between every like major area that you went to, there was multiple callbacks to the real world. And a lot of them were actually to learn the spells that you learned in this game through like the various cities that you visit. When I say spells, not necessarily talking about like combat spells, but overworld spells. It's like, I'm going to build a bridge, or I'm going to make these flowers able so you can like jump on them, etc. All of that stuff, if I recall correctly, was done in like the real world because of different story elements that occurred with people of your family, etc. So yeah, that's kind of disheartening to hear that, because that's why the first one was cool, right? Is because you kept going back to the real world and it was like tied into it. But
see, that sounds awesome. Since this is my first Ni no Kuni game, as far as I know, this has nothing to do with the real world. In fact, I was kind of talking to my chat about like hours 17 or 18. I was kind of like, I wonder why they even showed that first scene.
right.
Like, they could have just had Roland waking up in this world. Like, why did they even bother referencing the real world? Is it just because they wanted the confused lead character, classic role, I guess? But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It seemed out of place. It seemed tacked on. But again, maybe this stuff is explained later. Maybe you return to the real world. Maybe Roland's story arc takes him back or something. I have no idea.
If you put 20 hours into it, that seems like too much time. Like, I need story hooks, because for me, like I said when we first started talking about it, like, you could get through the not necessarily pressing X, but X and Y are the 2 combat moves basically, and you can just hit those buttons in the combat and just you're fine. Like, you won't lose a fight. I got to I think I referenced the boss that you said was like the Dark Souls boss. I was of equal level there. I had 0 challenge whatsoever in that fight. Even with like his big move that's supposed to like one shot you because you got to go inside that ring. to like nullify the fire damage, it did like no damage at all at equal levels. So I don't know. It was a lot of just like coasting right through, which is a bummer because I was really looking forward to this game.
I know. And the worst part is when that happens, when you're coasting through a game as much as you do in this one, it makes it so the city progression building is much more muted because you don't need to be more powerful.
Yeah.
You don't even bother upgrading your weapons and shit in town. There's like a upgrade thing you don't need to do because you're already strong. And then they've got this entire Higgleby system where you can carry these little guys around with you and they give you powers and stuff. You don't need them at all.
Those things were so stupid and weird.
Yeah, so it's just like I wish that there were reasons to die. Like I remember during it, like I really had wished that I had felt inclined to need to do that stuff. I never did once. I kept telling myself like, okay, as soon as I'm having trouble, I'm going to come back and do this stuff, right? As soon as I start running into issues. I just never ran into issues. I never even half ran into issues.
Yeah. I don't know. I part of me wants to play it off stream just to see if something happens with that real world stuff. Also, we didn't mention the literal best thing in this game is fucking Lisa Simpson running around with you. Because anytime Lisa Simpson's on the screen, even when I saw her watching this VOD playback, and right now, I just fucking can't help but laugh. It looks so fucking stupid. And I really wonder if they just didn't catch that would look like Lisa Simpson in the animation department or what. But the emote that you're seeing in chat right now, and also this guy.
Oh, you got your collector.
Yeah, so I got the collector. This guy right here is in the game, and it looks like it looks like a bad Lisa Simpson. And he always has this stupid look on his face the entire game.
It looks like Liza Sampson.
Yes,
That's what Liza Sampson looks like right there.
yes. And God, every time that he would come on stream, or come in the game, I just start laughing. In the first
And
game,
oh my god, they tried to put his accent in English,
right?
so it makes it so you just have to read it 3 times every time to be like,
Well,
didn't they do the hello what? Like,
so the first game's character, this one's called Lippy, I think. Is that the name?
Lofty.
Oh, Lofty, yeah. So in the first game, it was Drippy, was the fairy, was the version of this. And he was actually, like, fucking awesome. He was fully voiced, had, like, a full-on, I guess, Scottish accent, kind of like what this one does. And it was a great character. I thought he was super fun. But we didn't really mention it. There's, like, the voice acting in this game is so oddly placed. It's like 2 sentences are voice acted, and then it's like 10 minutes of reading, and then something happens, and they'll like read the text out, and you're like, why the fuck is this not all voiced? I don't know if that was like budget reasons or what, but that also dragged down the game for me. Is that
I stopped reading out flavor text. Like in quest text, like side quests and subquest stuff, I just stopped reading it out. Like it got to the point where it was just the flavor text was never that good.
Yeah.
Like it was never really interesting. It never led to anything. It was just flavor text over and over and over. So it just got to the point where I was like, okay, what's this quest? Okay, cool, let's go. Okay, next quest. Okay, let's go. And it's rare for me to do that in games.
Yeah.
But and I read out like the first 15 or 20 of them. But it's by that 20th one that I read it out where I was just like, dude, there's no point reading these. There's none. No one in stream is learning anything like this.
Yeah.
It's not related to the story, to any character. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit overused.
People are asking about I played the PC version. I know Ko's playing the PS4 version. Both versions are fine. I think the port of PC, like PC port, runs awesome.
Game plays great.
Yeah.
Plays great. It's even full 60 on the PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
I wasn't. It's one of the few times that I was telling people, if you have a PS4 Pro, you don't really need this on the PC. Like, you're going to get about the same experience. The only thing you're going to get on the PC version is if you want more than 60 frames per second.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's the only thing you'll get. So, and you'll probably play with a controller on that too. In fact, I think you have to, if I'm not mistaken.
For what? The PC?
Yeah, I think
you can use mouse and keyboard. It has full... Yeah, you can actually rebind, like, everything on the PC version to whatever you want.
Oh, actually, potentially important side note to add to some of you guys. You can hack the PC version
To make it
more difficult.
Right.
And from what I've understood, there's like a little group of people that are like working on templates, like, you know, enemies do more damage, enemies are reduced stuff, and they're actually trying to balance like an actual hard mode for the game that is balanced throughout the entire thing. So I don't know if they're done with that yet. It was on the forums, I think. But that seems pretty cool. I like the fact that they're doing that, because I gotta say, this could have been a different experience. I probably would have played this game longer if it were more difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have finished it. The story and characters and stuff still not really my jam, but I certainly would have played longer if it was more difficult.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing too is, like, if you're a fan of Studio Ghibli art, it fucking is amazing looking.
And music.
Yeah, it's all the audio video package is fantastic for everything in this game. It just sucks that the gameplay's a little rough.
We this is another thing we talked about a lot. The music in this game is almost too good.
And
that's because the person that made this music, I'm pretty sure, was one of the Ghibli folks.
Yeah, he was.
And here's the thing.
Joe,
if you're making music for a movie or a show, then you have that show playing in front of you. And you can have those slow builds, and then it crescendos when something happens, and then a little bit of slow goes by, and then another crescendo when an event happens, right? And it's great. The music fits the scenes, and it's awesome. Well, they took that kind of music, and they just put it in towns. So you're running around the town to these beautiful string instruments, and then you come around a corner, and all of a sudden the music starts picking up, and then it comes to a crescendo, and you're standing in front of a store.
Yeah.
And you're looking around like, what? Like, what happened? And then all of a sudden the music dies out again, and you start to walk away, and it crescendos again. You know, like, you can tell the music, it's really good music.
Right.
But it sounds like it's for something you're not doing.
Sure, yeah, it's a little bit too, yeah. Was there did Lyric call this a kid's game, or why is that parroted so much in chat? Like, I'm seeing nonstop, like, oh, this is a game for kids, let's move on. Did a streamer say that or something?
Okay. No. I don't even, dude. So few people actually even played this game. Like, me, you, and Dan were the only people that actually played it.
Yeah.
So,
I think Lyric played it on a sub Sunday, so that's why I'm curious if.
And to be fair, like, I have said on numerous occasions that, especially during like the game thing, like, dude, I had a bit of an issue when we got to that town, and they were like, "Love is illegal," and I was just like, you know,
I haven't seen that yet.
Like, I was like, this might be too much for me. Like, this is a little much. So, and I have said that it's angled towards children, but that kind of grew into what I've said on the show today. It's not really a kids game. It's more of a general audience game. Kids, this is a game that a kid could play and enjoy.
Sure.
And it's like, as a parent, I wouldn't mind my young kid playing through this. Like, there's not any really dark stuff. They're not going to show any gore. Everything's kind of lighthearted. You know, like, it's definitely a general audience game. It's a PG movie. It's not even PG-13. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would agree with that.
After having played it for a little bit, do you think there's anything in it for me? It doesn't seem like a game that I would enjoy.
No,
I don't think so.
But I mean, I got to be blunt. In the last few months, you've proven me wrong on a lot of things and what I thought you'd enjoy. So this game, I don't think the story would really grab you. And the only thing I think could grab you is how fluid the gameplay is. Like, there's not a lot of stop. Like, there's not a lot of pauses. You can just, there's not, like, victory screens and fanfares after every fight. It's just like in out, moving on, like, keeping on going. But at the same time, you can always put the controller down and just talk to that whenever you want. There's nothing that's rushing you. So that part's kind of cool. But I don't think there's a lot of, just like JP was talking about hooks earlier, I don't see a lot of hooks in this game for you.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot kind of keep you moving forward.
I think the other thing, and from like a business side of it, this game is a really bad game to watch on a stream, because there's there's no point of failure. There's no point of like comedy. It's just like, at least for me, it was just pretty bland in the first couple of hours. Not necessarily a bad bland, but it's not like, there's nothing exciting going on as you're playing it. It's just like, all right, here's a pretty average story with, some base building and some combat, but the combat's so easy that there's no point of contention. You're not going to have like any points of failure, et cetera, et cetera. So it doesn't necessarily do the best on Twitch. Like across the board, I would say numbers would be down for this for sure.
This is a game you play, you don't watch.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to state it for sure. Well, cool. I think it's time for Indie Sunday. I think we got some Indie Sunday games to talk about, Zeke.
This is gonna be a good one, man.
We got 2 Indie Sunday games or days.
We do indeed. I totally forgot.
What's that?
And it sucks, but there is a minute left, and Burning Man tickets go on sale today.
Uh-oh.
And you have to get in the queue. So if I'm kind of like darting back and forth, I hope you, you understand.
You get your Burning Man on. You get your, do they go on sale right now? 201?
43 seconds from now.
Uh-oh. Well, it's 201. Yeah. They go on sale at 202?
Yeah. I think they're supposed to go on sale on the hour, but I think they're like a minute and a half behind or whatever.
Okay. All right.
But yeah. Anyway.
Just real quick, we talked pretty extensively about Sea of Thieves, right?
Well, we did the show on it. We did DFG last week, but we didn't necessarily talk about it on stream, on like an actual drop frame. So we could do that, Zeke, while you're doing that if you'd like for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I think we, after playing last week, and you can watch the VODs if you're a sub here, watch them for free on Co or Zeke's or Burke's channel. We played for about an hour and 45, maybe 2 hours. And I think everyone kind of came out of that thinking this is a good base, but we kind of saw actually everything that game had to offer in 2 hours. We had fun, but I don't know if we went on to hour 3 if we would have had the same amount of fun we did in the first 2 hours. I think that's how I see Sea of Thieves. If you're someone that can make fun out of what Sea of Thieves offers, which is kind of a weird... I don't even know if a sandbox is like a fair statement to call that. Like, yes, it's a sandbox, but it's like a sandbox light. It's like a giant world with not very much things to do in it. And so I had fun with the 2 hours that I spent with it, but that's not a game that I'm going to go back and visit for multiple hours. But if you're like someone that likes to RP or someone that just likes to fuck around with viewers or bring other people into it like that, I could see I'd be interested in it. But for me, like, I got 2 hours out of the game, and that's probably all I'm going to get. So that's my take on Sea of Thieves. I don't know if you feel the same way about it, Co.
To be honest, I mean, I kind of do. I did a thoughts video on this, and I'll just like briefly sum that up here. If anyone's interested, it's on my YouTube. It's a lot longer than I have now, though. But basically, like, I agree with you. It's a sandbox. There's not a lot of toys to choose from. You have all of them available to you at the beginning, which is kind of a big deal in my opinion. And then, unlike oh god,
yeah, I forgot showing my gameplay is going to be
you fucking map. You map, motherfucker, you. But by the way, I'm in a queue, so we can go. It shows like where I am in line, so it looks like it's going to be a while.
Okay,
perfect.
We're just
also,
talking about
someone in chat just noted, you inadvertently told 11,000 people to go get Burning Man tickets.
Really? Like people are gonna like spend the whatever $480 to just to fuck me?
That's kind of pricey. Yeah.
To be fair, you are pretty high class.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You are kind of high class.
So Sea of Thieves, it's one of those games where it's they give you the tools, but then you have to make the content. Like there's not, if you play this game single player, unless you are slooping it up, which some people do, and that's fine, more power to them. It's not gonna have that experience that I think a lot of people are looking for. And the thing about Sea of Thieves that in my opinion is kind of a travesty is Sea of Thieves is now officially split into 3 different camps. There are the people who are, No Man's Sea. The people that are just like, this is dumb. There's not enough in this game. Why are people playing this? The only fun they're having is with their friends. And this is an early access, not even half finished game. And that's abysmal. And it sucks. There's a lot of people like that. Then there are the people who are in that mindset, but are still having fun and enjoying it. people like King Gathalion and Professor Broman, like the Destiny crew. You know, the people that are totally cool doing the same thing over and over and over again because they're doing it with their buddies. They're making their own content. It's fun. They'll say there's problems with the game, but they're still enjoying it and having a good time. That's camp 2. And then you have the concerning camp. That's camp number 3.
The concerning camp?
The concerning camp. And let me tell you why.
Oh my God, I just got an idea for my camp at Burning Man.
There you go. It's the concerning camp.
The concerning camp.
Okay.
We are camp concerned. Come on in here. We have no music. We just worry about shit.
Jesus
Christ. So it's basically any political meeting these days.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, and that's the concerning camp. And let me tell you what that camp is. There is this smaller vocal group of people who will get angry at people if they try to say that Sea of Thieves should have anything more than it does. And the reason being is because they try to make this really, really hard point. It's a casual game. There's not supposed to be progression. Everyone's supposed to be on the same level. You're wrong for wanting more than that. And if they added anything at all, then it wouldn't be casual anymore, and you wouldn't be able to drop in and play with your friends. And these people will actually argue that there shouldn't be anything else in the game. That is scary. Like it's kind of weird that we've gotten to a point where people are like actually getting angry at other people wanting more features in a game. Yeah. And especially even the devs at some point have kind of fed into that, being like, oh yeah, we designed this game to be drop in and out. That's why we didn't put in any of this stuff that everyone's yelling at us to put in. And it's kind of like, okay, there's an argument there, but at the same time, there's also clearly a lot of stuff that was said that was going to go in and isn't in, and that is clearly just not finished, like the fact that the Kraken doesn't have a body, and there's stuff that they hinted at that never made it in. Like, there's all these things that this game could have been so much better, but there's people that are actively arguing why it shouldn't be in there, and that sucks, dude. Because Sea of Thieves is the foundation of an awesome game.
Yeah,
if there were classes, if there was experience, if there was a 3 times larger map, tons of pirate mini games, tons of different weapons you could upgrade and get, real PvP battles where you start on your ships in different sides and you have to actually fight 2 objectives and hold points. This game could have been awesome. This is the kind of game that I would have spent hundreds of hours in. But none of it's there. It's just empty. And there's people that will argue why none of it should be there. And that's sad.
I agree. Yeah, I might get backlash I probably will get backlash for this, but when they showed this game at E3 like years ago, I don't know what was actually added to it when we saw it a year ago, or when we saw it a year and a half. Like, I can't actually tell you what systems were put into the game from those builds that we saw a year and a half ago, or even from a lot of the betas. Like, didn't they say during the betas that there would be more stuff added? Or am I misquoting that or misremembering that?
Well, the big thing I remember is when I first heard about Sea of Thieves, I don't remember if this was from the devs or just people that were hyped about it, but I remember being explicitly told lots of different ships, lots of different loadouts, being able to tell people's ships from far off through your telescope.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we got the game and it's like, you can either have the multiplayer ship or the single player ship. You want red sails? Because I'll give you red sails and that's it. And it's like, at what point did we just decide that there wasn't really going to be any of this stuff?
Right.
Like, at what point did we just give up on other ships? I guess all pirates sell the exact same ship. You know, it just seems so incredibly limited.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's weird. It feels like a different game than when we heard about it the first time.
Yeah, I agree. That being said, I fucking held right click down for 2 hours and had a pretty good time doing it. But
that's what I'm saying, man. Even with the basic stuff in here, it's fun. Imagine what it would have been like with all the other stuff. That's again, the lost potential is the most concerning part about this game.
Yeah.
Because it's fun, even how it is right now. I've spent 8-9 hours in it now. I might even play it again in a few days. Somebody asked if I wanted to just jump in and mess around, and I said, sure, I may jump in and mess around for a couple hours, sure.
Yeah.
But Black has like 70 hours in this game.
Oh yeah, he's loving it.
And he's got a big smile on his face the entire time he plays it. Yeah, so I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's rough.
I agree. I think we should also state that we could probably all agree that the water and the waves in this game is probably the best looking water and waves that
sun
I've seen. Yeah,
and the interaction with the water.
It looks
just the water in general.
It looks really good. Like there's a lot of water tech in here that should be put in other games for sure. If Microsoft or Rare, I guess, decides to license that stuff out, because it looks.
By the way, quick note, guys.
incredible.
A lot of people bring up Skull and Bones about this, but Skull and Bones, there's still a lot of questions about too. Like, so we don't even know if there's going to be like an actual big main story in Skull and Bones. They may just have it be, like pirate ship fighting, which is almost all we've seen. So, I don't know. Skull and Bones could be cool, and I think a lot of us, like me, are hoping it is. But it's a long ways off, and we got a lot of questions still.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what I said when I saw this at E3, and then I saw some like teaser or whatever of Skull and Bones. I went, Sea of Thieves is. I mean, it looks fun. It looks very, very WoW like in the artwork and shit like that. But Skull and Bones, man, that might be like my shit. That might be my jam. Because it seems like isn't it like more realistic looking, like graphically?
Skull
like
and
that,
Bones,
like face
Black Wake
and
ship
bodies and
fighting.
stuff.
Single, like by itself. That's what it is. It is real ships with real upgrades in combat, and apparently NPC crews, and it's all about the tactical. It's kind of like a combination of Dread of the. Well, I can't really say it any better. It's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. It's just that. It's the ship stuff by itself, which is great.
Okay.
Perfect. Don't change it.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up. Does Ubisoft have like official? Okay, here it is. I just want to look at this real quick because I haven't seen this since E3. This does look very much Assassin's Creedy. Looks very different.
Even has
from
like the
something
water
like
lines and how you aim.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Look at this though. Come on, you're
I can't
fucking
wait.
one-eyed Willie on a ship. Oh my god, look at it. It's dirty, it's filthy, it's falling apart, it's rusty, it's covered in fucking like moss and shit. Oh my god. That's why I was like, Sea of Thieves looks pretty fun. And then this was just like, this looks like you're a pirate, motherfucker, and then everything's old and disgusting.
To be honest,
Look at those ships too, the detail and the sails and everything.
I think it looks
man.
great. I agree with what you guys are saying, but this just looks like World of Tanks to me, but on the sea, in the sea, like the game
Sort of.
looks World.
I'm
of Tanks.
totally down with that.
Yeah.
Dude, I played Black Flag for a while just for the ship stuff. I was one of the guys that went around and killed all the named ships. If you remember that, they had like boss ships you
I
could go
remember
fight.
that. Yeah.
Oh god, man, it was so much fun. And there's something visceral about unloading like a massive row of cannons into the side of the ship and just see it like explode and start sinking and stuff. You can't really recreate that in a lot of different ways. It's almost like Dreadnought. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Which was a lot of fun, for a while.
My interest is playing Sea of Thieves style gameplay where 4 people actually have to go and like move the sails and all that shit, but with this type of combat. Like if there was a mix of the two, I'd be into that. But like just controlling.
Well, this
it,
is
like,
only
with left trigger and right trigger and like flying like.
Well,
that to me, it's I don't know. I lose interest in that pretty quick.
This is only one player.
It's not single player, but one character controls each ship, from what I understand.
Yeah.
I think you can
see.
That's why I say World of Tanks, because like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool and all. I that's the one thing that's I think Sea of Thieves really nailed was the ease of use, but everybody has kind of a role. Like you're on the cannons, you're on the sails, you do this, you do that. Like that's one thing I thought this game would have it, but if it doesn't, that's a negative in the negative column for me.
Yeah.
I love having a role.
I'm lame because I prefer single player ships.
No, and I think like I would play that as well. That seems fun, but I would have more fun if I'm yelling at the two of you to like raise the fucking sails. We gotta go faster that way. God damn it, the guy's coming towards us with the cannons. Yeah.
No,
is Black Wake already out?
No.
I don't know if it's out. Black Wake is just the ship-on-ship combat. That was like the first one of this kind of stuff. It was. It came out when it first came out. It was pretty rough, but they've been making a lot of big updates to it over the last year or two. Yeah. But yeah. It's basically this what you're watching, a little bit more cartoony, plus Sea of Thieves is Black Wake.
Okay.
Not quite as like realistic and customized as this, of course, but it's very much it's a ship-based, team-based combat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure
it's actually really fun. It's just the development was so slow; it never really had like a big flash in the pan, so no one really plays it. Like a streamer now and then picks it up, but there was never really an explosion of people playing it, so it kind of just puttered out in the background.
Yeah.
Now, do any of these games have like the island exploring aspect?
That's the thing. Like Skull and Bones could be awesome, but it might just all be fighting. There might not be any RPG with Skull and Bones. Like all the, I think, and again, maybe I missed a trailer or something, but as far as I know, all they've shown is just big ship-to-ship combat around islands and stuff. They haven't shown any single-player cutscenes or a player walking around or anything like that. So probably may not even be in the game. It may just be a ship.
We'll probably see it at E3 this year for sure.
Of all the games, I think Sea of Thieves is probably the most fun, would be the most fun for me. But I think what I would like is a Sea of Thieves like game where there's ship-to-ship combat, but there's also like exploring treasure maps, all that piratey shit, but with the graphical style of Skull and Bones, like that, like we were looking at, like something more real and gritty and dirty looking and stuff like that. Not so clean and shiny.
When that game comes out,
more content, of course, more content
for hundreds of hours. For the record, that is a game that does not exist, and that would probably be super popular if it was out right now.
Yeah, yeah. I hope.
It's kind of weird. Not a lot of games you can say these days don't exist. There's so many copies of remakes of copies out there. But there has not been a really good single player pirate RPG in a very long time.
I guess that is.
Or even has there been one besides Assassin's Creed Black Flag? Has there been one ever?
There is one, but it's like a niche title, and I can't think of the fucking name of it.
There were like
tell us soon. Sid Meier's Pirates, maybe?
Yes. I was just about to say. There were some really cool older pirate games. Sid Meier's Pirates being one of them. That was a lot of fun, like way back in the day. And there's some like RPGs that have ship mechanics. Like there was a Risen 2 that had some ship piratey stuff. But I mean, those are basically RPGs, not really. So, but in terms of what Zeke's talking about, like multiplayer ship RPGs, I don't think that's out. Like I've never seen anything even close to that. It's basically Sea of Thieves plus all that fun stuff we were talking about, and that just doesn't exist.
Yeah. Cool. Well, hopefully we see more. I mean, we've got Sea of Thieves, Blackwick was kind of first, then Sea of Thieves, and then Skull and Bones sometime this year. I don't know next. So
what is Sea Dogs? I remember hearing about that. But
I don't know what Sea Dogs is.
We can do it anytime because I didn't realize like the last time I did it, it was like you got lucky in the Burning Man queue to get in.
Oh, yeah.
But this time, I don't know if you can see the this way. There it is. There's a little green bar that's filling up.
Yeah.
And it's since I mentioned it 15 minutes ago, that it's only like a third of the way. So we got time.
Okay. Well, you started off with the council, which we talked about, so we can move past that one. The second game was this 2D platformer. What is? I've seen this before.
Wait,
no.
Hold on.
Do we skip?
I think you might be on a different day. Show me what you're looking at. Show me what you're working with.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know what game you're talking about if you don't show me.
Oh! I was like, what are you talking?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I was like, do you want me to like look at the date? What am I supposed to? Then I looked over. I'm not showing you anything.
No, when you say 2D platformer, I mean there's a lot of those. This one is kind of like there's a lot of games that are similar like this, like the flat, 2D side scroller type games where you aim with the mouse, or you can do like I do with the sticks. This game is called Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2.
Okay.
So this is the second iteration of this game. I never played the first one, but it's pretty straightforward. There's nothing like super outstanding about it. It plays well. The control is crisp and fine. There's nothing like gummy or like it's nice to play with the controller as well because there's snap to aiming a little bit, like aim assist. So if you want to play with the controller, it's not overly difficult or impossible. It's just a lot of this, like going through the levels, shooting guys, continuing, moving on, gathering new weapons like I think you get No, you don't get a Thompson. You just get like an assault rifle of some sort, a shotgun. You can get Molotovs and whatnot. Nothing really like revolutionary or anything. It's just fun. If you like the art style, it's very like marionette-y. Like they have like little pivot points on the legs and the arms and stuff. But yeah, it was fun. How long did I play it for? I think I only played it for I played it for about an hour. I was like, yeah, I get it. Oh, it is a Tommy. It is a Thompson. Okay.
Yeah, those are Thompsons right there. Tommy guns, yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It's Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2. It is made by Crazy Monkey Studios. Came out the 2nd of March, so about 25 or 26 days ago.
Does it have co-op of any sense?
It's $13.
It looks like
yes, multiplayer. Yeah,
okay.
It's got co-op, so I'm guessing it'll be a lot more fun with a partner or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this one looks sciencey and spacey. What is this?
This one. Oh, this one. This game is called The Station. Now, The Station is a game that you can sit down and play in one sitting. I played it for around 2 hours, and I finished the main thing. In about 2 hours, I got 10 out of the 11 achievements. Just simply called The Station, released February 19th of this year, so about a month and some days ago. It's $15. Little pricey for how long the gameplay is. In fact, it's a lot pricey for how long the gameplay is. It's very interesting though. There's lots of cool story elements that you pick up as you move through the game. It's a first-person sci-fi mystery set on a space station sent to study a sentient alien civilization. Assuming the role of a recon specialist, players must unravel a mystery which will decide the fate of two civilizations. There's a lot of puzzle elements in the game as well. They construct them pretty cool. You see like a locker with like a dot matrix, like you unlock your phone. Like you see like that, like a locker with that kind of dot matrix on it, and you go, oh shit, okay. And then you go through, and then there's clues, and then you pick up like a vase, and you look underneath it, and there's the the locker code. That's not it, but I didn't want to give it away. But you look at it and you're like, oh shit, there it is. Then you go back to the locker and you unlock it, and then it leads you to another area of the ship, and you look for survivors and whatnot. It's pretty good atmosphere. Lots of cool voice acted audio log parts. Doesn't get super intense. Not a lot of jump scares. But it is, it's a puzzle game at heart, I would say, with some pretty cool story elements. I don't think it's worth 15. I'd say 10 for a 2-hour experience. Yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours.
Yep. I'd say it's worth 10. I don't think it's worth 15.
Yeah. It's a little bit of The Witness right there, somewhat, with that puzzle. Is that?
That wasn't even a puzzle.
Well, not sorry, but the way it opened. Yeah. Does it get harder than that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
There's some cool puzzles in it for sure.
Cool. All right. Next one. Wow, you play this for a while. I guess you beat it in 2 hours. Oh yeah. Here's a little bit of a harder puzzle. Yep. Actually, it's not. The thumbnails are misleading on Twitch, so.
Yeah, they are.
This one. Oh, we remember. I've seen. Where have I? Did you talk about playing this one show?
No. It looks a lot like lot like other games. It looks kind of like the Red Strings Club a little bit. It's a point and click adventure game, similar to a lot of other point and click adventure games that you've probably played before.
JP, we recommended he play this on this show.
That's what it was.
It's called The Long Reach.
Right. Okay.
Is the name of the game. The Long Reach. Hold on 1 second here. Wait, is it The Long Reach? Yes, it is. Okay. The Long Reach is an adventure game. Closer inspection also reveals it's a thrilling horror story flavored with sci-fi ideology, psychological context, and a skeptical view of the human psyche. There's a lot of like Monkey Island tongue-in-cheek jokes. A lot of man. There's definitely moments of moon logic, and if you've ever played an adventure game, you know what moon logic is. It means like use the banana and stuff it in the fucking keyhole, and then the keyhole, the banana is in the shape of a key, and then you have to pour wax on it to make a mold of the key. You know, like moon logic.
Okay.
Like you just kind of have to like figure shit out by taking items in your inventory and using them on interactable things. Most of the time it makes sense, but every once in a while you're like, fuck you, game. But it's a point and click adventure game. It's amusing, but I wouldn't say it's funny. It's by Painted Black Games as a developer. Not Paint It, but Painted Black Games. It's $15. I played it for an hour and I was like, yeah, I get it.
You get it? It looks like Dr. Cox, by the way, for the main character. Did you get that a lot when you were playing?
That's exactly what I said.
Okay. Yeah, good.
I was like, this guy's from Scrubs.
Good. Yeah.
This is John C. McGinley. Would I recommend it? I mean, maybe for like, if it was under $10, maybe. But it's nothing like super great. It's just a run-of-the-mill point-and-click adventure game.
Gotcha.
I mean, I only played it for an hour, but I think after playing it for an hour, it should have something that keeps you going.
I agree. And then that was the end of that first Indie Sunday. We open up the second one from this past Sunday. You started with... It's loading. You started with this. What is this? Venture game of some type?
Let's see. Which one was
I'm going to
this?
skip ahead a little bit. Oh, what?
Was...
Is that the same game?
Oh, Octahedron.
Oh, no. There must be a bleed together because... Or I was looking at something else.
I think you were looking at a trailer or something. What is this?
This is Octahedron. Octahedron, I will admit I played it because one of my longtime mods and friends was the sound designer on it. And, you know, if they have an indie game that they want me to showcase and they're already friends, I'm like, okay, I hope I like it. Because if I don't like it, I hope we can still be friends. This game, though, was fucking cool as hell. It's a puzzle. It's a 2D platformer with some of the fucking awesomest music. The music is super standout in this. It's really, really good driving bass, like really cool, intense EDM music. The puzzle or the platforming elements are introduced to you in a manner that is slow enough that you have enough time to kind of get what this particular ability does before they give you another one. They don't throw it to you like all at once. It's like the first things first. Let's get you used to making your own platforms. So you make your own platforms, and it's a lot. He jumps and does platforms like Mega Man 1, like the first Mega Man or Rockman game with the electric beam or whatever that he creates, like those blue platforms that you can step on.
He's even got the animation for it where he does like the hand.
That's what I'm saying. He jumps in the air like Mega Man, like leg up, like hands both in the air. But it's sort of like that. You create your own platform, and then you you can get all the parts, eight triangles of the octahedron. They're collectibles at the end. You can just zoom all the way to the end if you want, but they're collectibles in every level. And it starts off fairly straightforward, fairly easy, and then it gets a little bit more difficult. The challenge is good. The challenge progression is really good. By the end of the first world, because there's like world, there were six. I think there were six levels per world. So, and I played in an, how long did I play for? I think I played it for 2 hours. In the 2 hours, I 100%ed World 1, 6 levels of World 1. But, and the visuals are, I mean, if you have epilepsy, don't play this game. But the visuals,
Sure.
visuals are pleasing. They're really bright and neon and, like very ravey, just like the music. The music is sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's like deep house. It's really, really good, and it's a lot of fun to play. I would totally even though my friend had a hand in it, I would totally recommend it. $13, totally worth it.
Nice. By the way, that music that I played stream was Monster Cat music. The second time I played music was from the game. I didn't realize Winamp was still playing, so there was Monster Cat playing. I was like, wait a minute, this sounds oddly familiar. This can't be the in-game song. Yeah, so that was my bad. Cool.
Yep.
Let's move on.
It's by the developer is Demimond. It is published by Square Enix, but they're not the developers, so it still counts, I think.
Really?
It came out. Yeah, it's published by Square Enix. Like
wow. Huh.
Not developed by them, but
that's weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did indie publishing.
Yeah, I guess they do.
That's cool.
Came out 8 days ago.
What was that?
I was going to say Square Enix is actually making a big push on mobile fronts. So I was going to ask, like, is this like a mobile game? Is this something you can play on an iPad or something? Is that?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't see why not. And the game is called Octahedron, like octagon, and not octo like octopus. It's with an A, which is I was looking for it the other day. I was like, why the fuck can I find it?
Makes sense.
Because it's with an A. No. But yeah, Octahedron. And I was like,
okay, sorry, I got excited because I skipped ahead. I thought you were done. I'm excited.
No, I just real quick. I was like, why does he have it 8-sided dice for a head? Oh, because that's an octahedron.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to like make fun of how dumb I am.
Obviously. All right, sorry, I got too excited at the mouse game because I've heard things about this and I'm interested to see if it's actually good. So what is this game?
It's called Ghost of a Tale. Ghost of a Tale has been in early access for the better part of 2 years. Last time I picked it up, it just released in early access, and it was beautiful, but buggy as hell. So I did play it for an hour or so, like 2 years ago. It just came out of early access. It is, March 13th, so it came out about 2 weeks ago by Seith, Seith CG is the developer and publisher. It is $25. So it's a bit pricey for an indie game, but you see where all that went. Like, it is some of the best, like best and charming graphics of a mouse. I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous.
Look at those ears.
Your little cute, you little sneaky cute mouse here sneaking around. It has a pretty deep equipment system, and I found the wasp nest in there, and I got attacked by
a
wasp.
Yeah,
as you do. But there's a lot of sneaking, hiding. You wake up in a mouse prison, and the guards are rats, so they're like twice your size. You have to sneak around them, or what I started to do by the end was just not sneak, alert them, and run away and hide. Because there's tons of places to hide, so you don't really need to take it as slow as I did, but they kind of encourage you to do that, like kind of encourage you to sneak, knock out guards with like bottles and sticks and stuff. Find your way around by knocking out guards, taking their keys. There's lots of things like this. Like, how do I read that? Well, I grab a stool, I take the stool over to that, stand on the stool, and then I can read the fucking prisoner manifest. And then you go to a door, and it says like, this is the howling door. You got to find the howling key. And then you go progress through the dungeon, find the key, come back, unlock the door. You can talk to the prisoner, and that kind of thing. It's very solid adventure game. RPG, I guess, mouse RPG game. But it's just the obvious standout of the graphics. It's just crazy, crazy good. And there, yeah, see, I alerted the guard. He hit me once, and now I run away, and then I duck in here and I hide. Oh, no, he can still see me. So I keep running. And you gain experience, and experience you use to upgrade stuff.
It's a linear game? Or, like...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd imagine. Okay. I mean, I didn't play it for overly long because no matter how great and beautiful it is, you have to like the atmosphere. Like, it's pretty cutesy and not very, I mean, it's not gritty at all. You're looking for your wife, your mouse wife. You come across it's like playing characters from Mr. Toad.
Wind in the Willows?
Wind in the Willows, yeah. Like, there's a lot of characters. Like, it's like playing a Wind in the Willows RPG. There's frogs and mice and all kinds of stuff. But charming, it never really could keep my attention for that long.
Popular Twitch streamer Dex Bonus says it's great.
Yeah.
that was
no, and it is. Honestly, I have absolutely no complaints about it at all. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the game. It's just a matter of taste. Like, if this looks like it would be a game for you, then it definitely is. Everything's in the right place. Has a pretty great inventory system. You can get different outfits. Like, one of the things you can find in this particular area is a pirate's outfit. So you're a cute little mouse with a pirate hat, and you got a patch, and you got like that little I don't know, the Shakespeare ruffled thing that goes around the neck. I don't know what that's called.
I believe it's called
there it is. You can see it.
I think that's accurate.
Called a what?
A fruffle.
A fruffle. There you go. Yes, a fruffle.
There you go.
Indeed.
Well, cool. That's a game. What's one more time name and price for those who want to know?
Ghost of a Tale, and it's TALE, Ghost of a Tale. And it is $24.99. And if it's an RPG, you'll get hours out of it. Like, if it's anywhere decent RPG type game, you'll get many hours out of it.
Does look cute. That's a cute mouse.
Yeah. Yep.
What is this? Is it called Synthetic?
It is. It is called Synthetic. That's the name of the game, Synthetic. This is a twin stick shooter, a la Hotline Miami, except it's a little bit. There's more of a shoot and cover kind of thing. You're not immediately killed by one shot. So you walk around, you shoot, take cover, shoot, take cover. They give you a lot of information. It's an info dump right off the bat. They do not ease you into it.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, they don't ease you into it. It's also a roguelike. So you battle, get stuff, die, start over, that kind of shit. It's pretty fucking challenging. I wasn't able to get it to work with controller though, which is how I like to play twin sticks. It was way too funky with controller. So I played it with keyboard and mouse, and I'm not very good with that kind of stuff with twin sticks on keyboard and mouse. I prefer the twin stick. But they give you so much information right off the bat. And if you don't feel like reading, it sucks, which I usually don't feel like reading. I'd rather they were like, here's a pistol. Here's how the pistol works. Got it? Okay. Here's the shotgun. This is how the shotgun works. Got it? Okay. We'll move on. And that kind of thing. That it gives you a better idea of how each weapon works if you get a little time with it alone.
Right.
Also, there's a fucking reloading minigame, which I fucking hate. That little reload, and then if you hit it right at the blue section of the reload, you get an instant reload.
So you're not a fan of Gears of War? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
There it is. Boop. And you get an instant reload and a little bit of a damage boost too, which I could do without. I would say it's not super compelling story wise. I didn't even really care about the story at all, and I'm sure that's probably by design. They're like, hey, here's a little sort of a story, but mostly gameplay is what you'll enjoy. And yeah, sure, but frankly, I'll play Enter the Gungeon or Nuclear Throne.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's synthetic. It is. I only played like half an hour, and I was like, yeah, I get it. It is by Flow Fire Games. It is $15 on Steam.
Is it worth 15? You think? Is there enough content for 15?
I don't know. I only played it for half an hour. It wasn't for me. It is. It came out the 15th of March, so it's only a little less than 2 weeks old.
Do you ever leave this room, or do you just like stay in one location?
No, you progress.
Oh, okay.
No, you progress. You go to like warp spots. Like, see that like little hole in the ground? That's like the warp to the next level.
Okay.
And I think it's roguelike, so I think they're all procedurally generated or whatever they call it these days.
Whatever that term is. Next game is this.
This game, it's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle point and click game called Apocalypsis. It's a dreary, drab. I mean, look at the color scheme, man. It's a dreary, drab point and click adventure game, where you take this and you go take the ladder, take it downstairs, put the ladder here, grab the knot or grab the the gear, put the gear there, do this kind of stuff. I mean, I played it for I think 45 minutes. Yeah, I played it for about 45 minutes. By Punch Punk Games. The price point is right. It's only $7.
Okay.
But it's pretty depressing, and it doesn't have enough of a creepy element to make it fun or funny. It's just kind of dreary the whole way through. But yeah, it's a point-and-click adventure game in the vein of Samaras from Machinarium, where all puzzles have a hidden meaning. With unique art style inspired by 15th century engraving, it tells a story about heartbreak, redemption, and quite literally the end of the world. So, I mean, there's actually some pretty cool puzzles in the game, but I don't know, man. It was too depressing. There was not enough life in it.
I like the character animation.
No, that's when something is usable, but you can't use it yet. So you click on it and he goes, I don't know yet. Then you find out that you have to put this on that, and you have to put the meat in front of this thing. But if it's something you can click on later, but you can't click on it yet, there you go.
It's like me every morning. Do you want breakfast? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You choose.
Yeah. Cool. Is this an FMV game that I see, Zeke?
It is.
Oh God.
And a lot of people would say
that's the first thing I click into.
That's crazy that this is the section you jump to, because this is a small section of the game. This is not the entire game or even what the game's about at all. It's just you happen to be on this little aside section where this girl and this guy, they're boyfriend girlfriend, and it's really it's not sexual. It's just lovey dovey, now pose for me. Oh my God, pick. Yeah. The game is called #War Games. It's #War Game. Yeah,
that's a start.
That's why I said that.
Okay.
That's why I said you clicked on the really wrong part to show what this game is actually about.
That made me laugh. All right.
Yeah.
#War Games.
Can you move to some other spot so I can actually?
No, I want to see the War Games in this current position. Damn it.
JP's having too much fun. We'll just wait until this is done.
What is this still War Games?
Yeah. This is more of what the game's actually about.
Okay.
It's by the I think it's this somewhere it says it's by the creators of Her Story, or some of them. It says you shape the story as Kelly, aka her screen name is Lightman, and her clan of misfit hackers transform from pranksters to international hacker celebrities, taking on the powers that be under the handle #War Games. It's a new interactive show from Sam Barlow, which I think is the Her Story guy. It's okay. Huge thing, price point. It's $3. It's only $3.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it's really, really cheap. Came out the 14th, so about 2 weeks ago. By EKO Echo Games. I'm not sure, or Echo. It's not games. But what you do is a lot of people go, game. Is it a game? It's a game, which means you watch these like full motion video clips, and see the thing at the top there, and I point up like I'm under there. Mm-hmm. See the thing at the top, the little like thing that shows you what you are watching. So the game supposedly changes depending on what screen you watch. So you can pick, like sometimes there's like 3 or 4 things on the screen. In this scene, there's only 2. But you can switch back and forth between what you watch, and supposedly it changes the experience of the game, and it changes the main character, who is the girl or the woman on the right, Kelly. Okay. It changes like how she acts. I don't know. Honestly, for $3, it's still hard to recommend this game. There's a lot of cheese to it. It's pretty cheesy. I mean, some of the acting is actually pretty good, but it takes so long to get going, and you're just watching video. You're not actually doing anything but clicking on different screens. That's all the gameplay is you clicking on different screens you want to watch depending on what's on the thing. But you can't pause or stop the video or rewind, or as far as I know, you just choose what to watch, and it just goes linearly.
Huh. Okay.
So, yeah, and that's why it has mixed reviews on Steam. I was like, oh yay, FMV. The worst thing an FMV can do is be fucking boring.
That's
the one thing you want in FMV, either so cheesy it's awesome and funny, or actually good.
Username is Fat32. It's a pretty good username.
Yeah, Fat32, the reference, and also her name is Fatih.
Edgy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And okay. I was about to do my interesting thing, but I'm not interested at all.
Yeah, no.
And then that was it. Then you did some Word with Friends. Yep. So what would you say the standout game from these 2 Indie Sundays? What would you say it is?
I don't wanna say it's not because my friend had a hand in it, but Octahedron was fucking awesome. It was really fun.
Nepotism.
Oh, I know, but it's seriously a fun game. Like, even Man vs. Game is playing it right now.
Zeke, you should go work at Twitch, dude. You've just got so much.
They're not paying me. He's not paying me to say it. Like, I played Friends games before, and
Ouch.
Oh, I remember there was an Indie Sunday where you said, "What's this game?" And I went, "Fast forward, go past that."
What?
A friend of mine had a hand in this game, and I don't want to shit on it. Because it was good. It was not a good game. So I was like, go past this one. I don't want to talk about it.
I remember that.
But this one is, the music is bumping. It keeps you interested. It's visually like fun to look at. And the challenge is there, and it's good.
Well, cool.
But yeah.
That's
Octahedron is really good.
There you go. Go check it out.
Yep.
Is there anything else you played in the past week on your channel, or Zeke, you as well? Anything?
Okay, you guys didn't hear that.
Hear what?
One sec.
That was my my alert, I guess, my Burning Man alert that said it's your turn. You'll be redirected to the website. What you didn't hear was these huge like chiming bells that told me it was my turn. It went, bam, bam, bam. I was like, Jesus Christ.
They have to do that because everyone's probably so fucking drugged out of their minds, waiting in line.
It took 40 minutes to get in.
Yeah. There you go. You played Tyranny. What? Oh, was this a GOG thing? What? Would you? Tyranny's out, right?
Oh yeah. Tyranny's out for a while. One of the reasons I didn't really bring it up, I played Tyranny for a couple hours, and really just to be.
I don't know. Yeah.
Is that good, Zeke?
Elbow
right there.
Elbow him.
You like that?
Get him.
Oh, does it smell good?
Give it to him.
Oh yeah.
Eat that arm.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh, was I getting close to that?
So yeah. So what was pretty cool is well, full disclosure, this is a little sponsory, but I'll just go ahead and get into it. One of my new sponsors is trying all sorts of new initiatives, like trying new things. And one of the things we tried last weekend was they gave me just for my channel only 75% off for 48 hours for this game.
Oh wow.
And originally I was just talking about the deal because it's still like 45 and 60 bucks on Steam and GOG. So it was actually like a good amount off. You could get it for like 11 bucks. And I was just talking about the deal originally, but then so many people on Saturday, the first day of the sale, asked me like, what is Tyranny? Why do I want this game? This is an old game. Why are you even talking about it? And I was like, well, I'll show you guys on Sunday. So I just played an hour or 2 hours, whatever I played of Tyranny. But Tyranny it's a CRPG. It's a really cool game. For those wondering, that deal's done now. So that's just, yeah.
Haha, you're
sorry.
all fucked. Play full price.
Yeah, sorry. Tune in next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyranny's a very cool RPG, a CRPG made by Obsidian. And what's very cool about it is the game begins with the world being conquered by evil. And you are in the evil army.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole game of Tyranny, it's not like you're a good guy trying to save the world. The world's already conquered. Like everything's done. So it's basically like the aftermath of what happens when the world is conquered by evil. And like the people that are, rising up but clearly not going to win and how you deal with them. And you get all sorts of weird bonuses and stuff for being evil. And it's a really kind of deep RPG on top of that. I've started it a few times, but I haven't played it nearly as much as I'd want to because it's not quite as voice acted as I would have liked for a game of its length. But every time I played it, I've enjoyed it. I played it completely differently this time. And yeah, it's a pretty slick game.
Cool. Yeah, I remember this came out.
I wasn't even going to bring it up.
yeah, I'm sorry. I just saw it. Apologies.
All good.
Did you play anything else last week?
No, you know what? I played a lot of Ni no Kuni and Far Cry 5 and Tyranny. Like that was it. And the Council, finished Yakuza 0, Sea of Thieves a little bit. I mean, yeah, there's not really a huge amount out to play right now that I've been trying to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
and when Ni no Kuni came out originally, I put like a lot of hours in. I think I put 20 plus hours into it in 3 days. Yeah, I was in there for a while, so.
Yeah, I tried. I don't know. I've been playing a bunch of WoW off stream. It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad that I'm playing World of Warcraft again. I saw that they're doing a new EverQuest. What are they called? Not advancement servers.
Progression servers.
Progression server that launched today. Yeah.
That opened up a week ago or so.
Oh, what? Okay, so it's a little bit older. Gotcha.
I'm skipping this. I've decided I'm waiting for Pantheon. I'm done with EverQuest for now. I can't go back.
Okay.
Not with a puppy and a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
Can't happen.
Took too much time.
No.
I got that. That.
The problem with EverQuest, man, is I can't stream it. It's difficult to stream. So there's too much confusion and it's kind of slow. So if I'm gonna play EQ, I have to play it off stream, and that's like I don't have any off stream time.
Yeah.
So I made the conscious effort to skip it, and I'm very concerned about when Pantheon comes out. But we'll worry about that when it happens.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just scrolling through Twitch's Twitter real quick to see if there was anything. Extensions launched on mobile apps. So how can anyone screenshot on their phone? I'm going to turn the Twitch Prime extension on. I want to know how big that giant fucking button is on your phone when you're watching a stream. Because I'm just curious if it takes up as much real estate as it does everywhere else. So there. I'll turn it on. If anyone wants to tweet me a screenshot, because I'm curious what extensions look like on the phone, because I've not seen that stuff. Was there any other... Just a bunch of free games on Twitch Prime. And that's about it. Yeah. No.
For Fortnite players, there's going to be more stuff for Twitch soon.
Yeah. I brought that up in the chat last night for the Drop Frames chat the three of us are in. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for Twitch. I understand why they're doing it, obviously, right? Because, like, Fortnite's the biggest thing right now on Twitch. And the biggest streamers are playing Fortnite. And so why would you not push that more? I just hope it doesn't get to the point where it's like Fortnite's the only thing they're pushing on that, right?
I want to see that kind of stuff for a lot of other games.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of surprised that Twitch isn't reaching out to well, maybe they are, but I'm surprised they aren't reaching out to as many devs as possible, like indie and all over the map. Like, what can we do to make Twitch Prime do stuff in your game? Because that would be awesome. Because it's kind of just Fortnite right now, and for those of us that don't play that, that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it might be the case of like maybe other developers just don't know how to tackle Twitch Prime, which could be a thing. But when you've got someone like fucking Epic and their success with the Twitch Prime Fortnite thing, like that's I almost want to say that those two, like Fortnite and Twitch Prime, grew together almost in that sense. Like they were symbiotic with their relationship in terms of how they succeeded here on Twitch.
Well, and also to their credit, like the Fortnite devs clearly know what they're doing with the implementation of VR as quickly as they did. I wouldn't be surprised if Epic is the one that reached out to Twitch. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't Twitch reaching out to them. Maybe they were like, hey, let's put some value in your Twitch Prime. We'll give you in-game items. You push this and we both win. And Twitch was just like, cool. Yeah. Whatever.
I honestly think
I wouldn't be surprised with this as well as they're doing.
Yeah. It's kind of I don't think this could actually happen, but I kind of feel like Ninja's like here in terms of actual sub count, and then like the entirety of Twitch is over on the other side, and the numbers are kind of comparable in terms of who has what, which is kind of fucking crazy to think about. I think he hit 260K or something like that recently, or I don't know.
Subs?
Yeah, he's at like 240 or 250K, which is fucking absurd. That is just insane. It's just insane. And more congratulations and more power to him, because that's crazy to see that amount of success on the platform. But it's insane. That's a lot. Was there any news in the last couple of minutes here? It's been kind of a slow start to the year that I've seen. The Vive Pro stuff went on sale. Did anyone grab it last week when that stuff went on, or when the new Vive Pro went on? I pre-ordered.
What are the big things they're doing with that?
What are the big things? I think it's just I think the hardware is just better, and then it's going to have the wireless support for it, which is the reason I got it, is because it's wireless.
I heard they were coming out with a version in like a year or two with a higher resolution screen.
I think that's the Vive Pro.
Is that the Vive Pro?
Yeah, I want to say that's the Vive Pro.
That always bugged me about the Vive, man. Like other people didn't seem to complain about it as much as me, but I could clearly see the space between the pixels. Like it kind of messed with the immersion every so often, because when you're moving around quick and all of those spaces between the pixels stay completely still, it's a real easy way to get ripped right out of that immersion. So I'm hoping that the new one fixes that, because that was something else.
I agree. News broke today for JRPG fans. Dragon Quest XI is coming in September 4th, 2018. Yeah. That's actually a game you'll probably want to play, by the way, Co. It's a good JRPG. Yeah. Dragon Quest games are phenomenal. It always have been. But this one's like fully voiced JRPG, PS4 support, PC support. It should be a good game, for sure. So I would check it out.
We're talking like Dragon Quest, like continuation from like way back in the day.
Like JRPG Dragon Quest.
JRPG
like,
Dragon Quest.
There was an American Dragon Quest that was kind of like the FMV one. Is that what you're thinking about?
Nope. No, I'm talking about, like you said, Dragon Quest 11. I'm talking about the one that was on the NES.
Oh yeah, no,
like
same game.
It's the same one. Stuff.
It's just like Final Fantasy, where Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy are kind of parallels to each other.
I had no idea they were still making that shit.
Oh yeah, dude, they're fucking huge in Japan. They are massive. Yeah. I think they're even bigger than Final Fantasy.
Oh, Dragon Warrior is what I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
Never mind. So yeah, that got a release date. Was there anything?
For any BattleTech fans, that got announced for April 24th.
Yeah. There was a trailer out for that, if you want to go watch that.
Yeah, the story trailer.
Yeah. I don't think there was really anything else. Did anyone try that Assassin's Creed museum thing, or like not the game thing they put out, or it's in the game, but there's no fighting. It's more like a learning thing. I don't know how to describe it. A tour guide. Yeah, I think that's how they're promoting it. Did anyone check that out? Off stream or anything?
I didn't personally, but I watched Dan play it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty much exactly what you'd think it would be.
Okay. Is it voiced? Do you like walk up and?
I don't remember. I think some of it was.
Huh.
I mean, it's well done for what it is, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
You fast traveler walk up to a location and kind of tells. At least this is what I saw in the very little bit I watched it, but it tells you a little bit about it and gives you some backstory and like shows you like a layout picture and stuff like that and where it came from. And I mean, it's interesting and stuff. You know, if you're a History Channel buff or something, especially if you like Egyptian stuff, I bet you'd have a lot of fun in it. But it's just walking around and listening to stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, chat's saying it's all voiced, so.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it is fully voiced. Cool.
That's kind of cool. Let me just do one last look through for news, and then we can wrap it up and do shout-outs.
And the timing today was perfect.
Yeah, it worked out. We didn't even need to fill or anything like that. I do know next week I'm leaving on Wednesday for PAX, so probably not going to do a show unless we do it Tuesday. But I don't know if there's going to be enough to fill a show with between now and Tuesday, so I guess I'll let you guys know, both you and Co and Zeke, and also everyone else watching.
Just one little bit of side stuff, and you may be interested in this, JP. They just released another Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden. 30 minutes of gameplay.
Huh? What type of game
That's
is that?
That's the XCOM Mutant game.
Oh, okay.
It actually looks pretty cool. I'm sipping around it right now. It's very XCOM-y. Yeah.
XCOMs are pretty good games, it turns out. There was a news bite. Vermintide 2 has made more revenue than the original title did in under 2 weeks. So that's kind of crazy. Because I thought that first one sold pretty well. But it turns out Vermintide 2 is selling really well. Game Informer is reporting that EA is hiring for an open world Star Wars game. So that might be kind of fucking rad.
These days, that's worrying.
But
open world Star Wars game could mean mobile game. I mean, that's like what it used to mean.
That's true. But if it means like a GTA type thing, maybe I'll have to forget that EA is making that and get excited. There was some news. I think this actually came out last Thursday, for Cyberpunk 2077. They announced that it was very advanced technology-wise, and that there's character creation classes and more that was confirmed for all that stuff. Have they announced that that's going to be at E3? Is that going to be shown?
All we know for sure is that CD Projekt Red has put in notices and blocks for time, and that they are definitely showing something at E3. We don't know what yet, and there hasn't been any terminology, but the only thing they could push besides Cyberpunk at this point is if they were really wanting to go further with their Gwent tournament stuff, which we do know that they have said they've been interested in doing. Yeah. But most people are assuming we're going to get some Cyberpunk information at E3.
Okay, that'll be hype for sure. I wonder what's. I think we talked about this last time, that Witcher originally was shown on the Xbox stage, so we'll see where it shows up this year, or where Cyberpunk shows up this year.
Oh god, that would be the worst.
Good old Gwent 2.
Sorry, but that would be the worst.
Yeah.
They like do a whole like the whole theater goes dark, and it's like, you've been waiting for this moment for years. They like do the whole drum up, and then when they drop the curtain, it's like Gwent 2. And everyone's like, oh, you mother.
Be great. Be great. All right, well, let's do some shout outs. Zeke, did you get your tickets, by the way?
Nope. I got to the my queue ended. I got to the ticket screen where it said like, how many tickets would you like and how many vehicle passes? So I put 1 and 1, and it said, sorry, those are in other people's shopping carts. And that happened about 40 fucking times, and then it kicked me back out to the now I'm back on the queue screen again.
What the
with a
fuck?
Little green bar.
That sucks.
Wow.
No, I kept refreshing the page like over and over again. Kept refreshing, putting in one ticket for one me and my vehicle. And I was allowed, like, I put those in and it said, nope, not available. Refresh.
Fuck.
Because sometimes it'll say, like, neither tickets are available. Refresh, until both things pop up. Like, sometimes it'll be just vehicle pass or just a ticket. So, refresh, both are available. 1-1, go. Nope, sorry, not available.
That sucks. Sorry to hear that.
Fucking get it. Now I'm back in the queue screen.
How long on the queue? Even longer or about the same amount?
It's going to be the same amount of time.
Okay.
It's going to be another 45 fucking minutes.
Gotcha. All right, we'll do some shout outs in the meantime while you're waiting.
All right. Hi, guys. Ezekiel the Third here. Thank you, Co. and JP, as always, for being the co-host. Co-hosts with the Mo-hosts. I will be playing after this in about an hour. I will be on playing Far Cry 5 co-op. 2 Montana boys are going to be taking on Hope County, me and DP from the Sour Kool-Aid Show. We'll be doing that in about an hour. It'll be a lot of fucking fun. Probably some drinking. Probably a lot of swearing. Probably blowing shit up. Maybe some meth. So I will be gone. I will be leaving tomorrow, guys. I'll be gone until, excuse me, God, I got the hiccups. I will be gone until Monday. I'll be flying back on Monday. I will be in Santa Fe, New Mexico for Score Wars. If you guys want to check it out, it's the pinned tweet on my profile. All of my information is at Ezekiel_III. Score Wars is an old school cabinet. Like if you've ever seen the King of Kong or Man vs. Snake, like have you ever seen those kind of things? That's kind of what we'll be doing there in Santa Fe at Meow Wolf. It's a cabinet. They're actually the big draw for this one is they're getting all the best Galaga players from around the world to come here and compete and get the high score in Galaga. So that's where I will be for this weekend, and until Monday I'll be flying back. I'll be back Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'm flying to Boston for PAX East. So lots of fun stuff. I'm gonna try and stream from the road because God, I really gotta, because I'm gonna be gone so many days. Yeah. I'm gonna figure it out. So hopefully you can look for streams from the road for me, but we'll see. That's it.
Cool.
Can we also just take a second to say how badass your Twitter profile picture is at this point?
Oh yeah.
I want to give a shout out.
There it is. You can barely see it. It's kind of small.
I want to give a shout out to the person who made that. He's done a lot of stuff for me and my channel. As a friend of mine, Handicap Hobo is his name. He created a whole Yakuza, like that's just this zoom in. He created this whole scene of me like with his leather jacket on, like got the sunglasses, like walking through like Kamurocho.
There you go.
Dude, he hand drew that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Check out the tie. Check out the tie. It has Z with 3 bars underneath it.
That's pretty cool.
Damn, man. That's good.
Yeah, follow him on Twitter at Handicap Hobo.
It's pretty rad. Mr. Co Carnage, do some shout outs.
Sure. First of all, my name's Co. Hi, nice to meet you if I haven't yet. Big thanks as always to Zeke and JP. A lot of fun this week. Always fun having just us 3 on here talking about all the fun stuff we have. And yeah, should be cool. So anyway, I'm streaming every single day at 8 a.m. Tomorrow's going to be Far Cry 5. And then tomorrow at 1 p.m. EDT, I found out today that I will be one of a few selected streamers getting to play BattleTech. So if you are interested in checking out the new Mech Warfare XCOM-esque battle simulator, we're going to be doing that tomorrow at 1 p.m. EDT with a special build, and very excited to check that out. I'm a huge Mecha fan, so it should be a lot of fun. And that's going to be tomorrow at 1 p.m. EDT at my channel, twitch.tv/CoCarnage. So that's about it for me. As always, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching, and might not see you next week, but see you the week after that at the latest.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. It might just be too crazy next week with Zeke traveling and stuff, and then finding, I don't know. Tuesday's the only day that we could do it. And doing drop frames and then Court of Swords is like, it's death. It's a lot.
Are you leaving Wednesday?
Yeah, I leave Wednesday for PAX. I leave Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. for PAX. Fucking Christ.
Then I might be able to cast on Wednesday.
Well, there you go. It might work. All right, that's it for Drop Frames. Part 1's already up on YouTube. We'll have Part 2 up, I don't know, in about 30 minutes or so. So go check it out if you want. Also, if you want the MP3 versions, we are available on Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff, probably a little bit later tonight when that stuff will get posted for today's episode. So that'll do it for today. We'll see you next week, maybe, or definitely the week after for more Drop Frames. We're out. Bye-bye.